Yo, what is good YouTubes? This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCC. That is the Everyday City Carry. I am sort of doing this impromptu unboxing right now because I had to share something. Alright, I had to fix the mic right now because I had to share something cool that just happened right now. Alright, I do have an unboxing, but I know you guys have seen my review on the TRM Atom. This was sent in by TRM and the Apex Pass Around group, and I forgot who it was. Somebody in the comments was like, man, it'd be great if you won that in the Apex Pass Around raffle. And guess what, guys? Your boy won it in the raffle. I just had to interrupt my own video right now. Because are we doing an unboxing? No, we're not, because I forgot like what the name of this knife was. So instead of doing that, I decided to just make a tutorial on how I do the triple cam, how I edit everything. I'm going to show you every single step aside from the audio part, which I think a lot of people would be interested in. Okay, now the first thing about this tutorial is the equipment that I use, okay? I use 3 cameras for this. I use the DJI Osmo Pocket. That is what I use for vlogs, and it's really good for a camera that needs to follow my face. The next camera I use is the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which I mount in this thing right here, and I put it directly centered in front of whatever sticker I use as a center line. That is important, that sticker in the middle of all the shots. The third camera I use is the one that is sort of overhead, and that is the main camera, I would say. It's usually to the right of the video. That is the LG G8X, and that's what's going to show the top view. After I record everything, I have to get all the footage onto the LG G8X, which is my main phone, and that's where I'm going to do the editing. I use an app called Kinemaster. It is available for iOS on the iPhone or Android. Alright, so we are sort of at this point of the tutorial right now. As you can see here, I've got Kinemaster open. I've got my clips already in there. I've got 3 cameras. I've got the main one in the back. It's kind of a mess right now, and I'm not gonna show you how to do the audio part because I think that's another tutorial on its own, how to sync the audio, because you have to have all the cameras synced together so that everything will kind of work at the same time. I'm gonna play it right now. The audio is all perfectly in sync, and that's one of the clues, I guess, is I sync the audio of each video first manually. You got to do it manually with your fingers, which kind of sucks. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at everything I have in this project right now in this section, right? There are these sort of like 3 lines underneath the gear part right here, and I'm going to press that, and it makes everything rise up. So what you can see here is I've got my audio right there. The gray one is the song that I'm using right now. It's a song called Living Life. I get all my sounds from epidemicsound.com. I do pay for it. That way I do not get a copyright strike, and they have a ton of good music there. And it's you only pay once a month, and you can use it for as long as you want. This green audio part right here is the audio I recorded of myself, and that's the main audio I'm going to be using, right? I sync everything, all the videos, with this green audio right here. First step is I'm going to turn off the audio of the other cameras because you don't want to have all of them playing at once. And the way that I do that, I almost forgot to show you, is I click on the part that I want to the video. I click on the video that I want to change the audio of, right? And you can see it's highlighted by that yellow thing. you're gonna click on this speaker button here, and then there is this speaker right here. If you have that crossed out, that means it's not on. All right, I'm gonna do that for all the videos. I'm gonna go to this one now, which is that, and I'm gonna go to the speaker again, and then I'm going to mute it again. So as of right now, I believe I only have one more to mute, which is this guy. And now everything is just working off one audio. All right, now how do I get the triple cam going? Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna press the first, the main camera, which is the overhead view one. It's there, it's highlighted right now. Now in between the speaker and the scissors icon, as you can see right there, I'm gonna click this sort of box with dots in between it, right? That brings up this menu, and you can choose to have that screen be full screen, top screen, bottom screen, right screen, or left screen, right? I'm gonna go to the right because that's usually where I put it, and you guys like it there. That's not a sexual innuendo. And you can move it here. If you put your finger on that box, inside that box with the white borders, you can move it. So I'm going to center that, right? Remember I said that center line is going to be important. Now one problem right here is you can see where I have the other camera mounted. You don't want that. So I'm gonna enlarge that by pinching and zooming in, right? Don't want to zoom it too much though, because you're gonna get quality loss. So about right there is good. That's about as good as I can get it. The other videos I've done it that way, and no one seems to mind that the center line isn't fully centered, because if it was, it'd be right here. Maybe I could zoom it a little bit more, and there you go. That's good. So that is the center there, right? Sort of. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't know how good this tutorial is going to be, by the way, but people have wanted me to do a tutorial before, so I'm going to do it right now. Now the next thing is, as you can see, things are still kind of messed up here. I've got the right side all taken care of, but the left side is messed up. All right, so we're gonna click the video that I'm going to put on the left side. That is one of them. Okay, so I'm gonna click the square with the dots in the middle again between the speaker and the scissors after I highlight the video. Now I'm gonna click the left side, and I actually don't need this. Sorry about that. You don't need that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this one is completely different. I just completely forgot. I just move it to the left, and you see this sort of diagonal arrow there. That is gonna either enlarge it or make it smaller, depending on if you zoom in or zoom out. The top thing there, sort of curvy arrow, is gonna rotate it. You don't want that. So you want to make this small enough to fit on the top here, right? So let's do that. Make that, I'm gonna say right there is good. Yeah, I think right there is pretty good. Yep. Let's see if it's good now. Yeah, that's pretty good. So here's the deal. Here's a trick that I use, because if you make this too big, right, sometimes it can cover the right side. And what you want to do is you want to, once you have that video highlighted, you want to select the 3 dots on the left side right there. And it's going to bring up this menu. And what I'm going to do is hit send to back. What that means is it's going to be all the way in the back, and everything on top of it will cover it. And the reason why that's important is because we have to put a video in that blank spot there. But you're like, where does that video come from, right? It actually comes from the main camera that I was using before. Sorry about that notification. It comes from the main camera that I used before. I'm going to click this main camera. As you can see, it's highlighted now. And hit the 3 dots again on the left side. That's going to bring up this sort of menu. It says duplicate or duplicate as layer. I'm going to duplicate as layer. What a layer is is anything that's not a main video, okay? Or a main clip rather. This is a main clip, right? It's in the main part. It's all the way on the top. The ones below it are layers. So this is a layer, which we just put there. And also the other one is a layer, which is on the right side. So I duplicated, oh man, so many notifications. I duplicated this right here, right, from the main camera. And I am going to fit that here, right? So I think that's pretty good right there. Now, so this is what I was talking about with the send to back thing. Remember, you see it's a little bit kind of protruding and it's not perfect. You don't want that. So what do? We highlight that clip. We're going to press the 3 dots, send to back, and look at that. Now the problem here is if you just keep it that way, it's fine. As you can see, you've got that right there, right? It looks pretty good already. But how do I bring them in all smooth like how I normally do it? Well, you're going to click on any of the layers. And you see it says in animation, overall animation, out animation. This is basically going to tell these clips how they're going to come in. In animation, I usually like to go all the way down. And I like to use enter slide right. And it'll show you what it does actually. Enter slide right for that one. And that one's fine. Now I'm going to click the other layer, which is that one. And I'm going to do enter slide right also. The last layer, which is sort of the right side, I'm going to do enter slide left. So what you got here is this. Look how fire that looks right now. And all the audio is synced up. Everything is all good. The last thing that I do once I get to this point usually is mess with the color a little bit, not too much. And the way that you do that is you select the layer or the video, and you go all the way down here, and you're gonna select, you're gonna click on adjustments, and this is gonna be for the brightness, that sort of like sun logo. I usually like to bring it down to like maybe like 16. It's hard because you have to do this with your fingers. I don't like to mess with the middle part, which is like the contrast, but it does give the video a little bit more of those deep black colors, which, you know, look cool. And the right side is saturation at the very end. I don't like to do too much, maybe like 9. So for the next one is the clip of me. I'm gonna do the same thing. Click adjustment, go down and bring that down to, I'm gonna try like 15 or something. It's hard to do it, man. You gotta do it with your fingers. Just leave it at 17, it's fine. And then I bring this up to like, yeah. I usually go between 15 and 20. I can't get it exact because my fingers, I don't know, too fat or whatever. And you're gonna bring this down to like, that's fine. That looks pretty good. So you can use your eye too. So that looks pretty good. And then the last one, I have to do the same thing. I like to keep them around the same range. That way they're kind of uniform. It's hard to do that because it's 3 different cameras, but I just try to make it look as good as possible by eye. So I'm bringing this one again too. I use the adjustment, the same thing as the others. All right, so now you've got the color done. So we're gonna keep going. I got that right. See, it's looking pretty good. For these videos, they're very easy to edit because I don't add a lot of stuff. So the thing is, let's see, I've got to go to, oh, so what do we do with that, right? We have to do the what do we do with this with it. So when I get to that point, when I get to a part that's like that, I have to clip it, right? That way I can show the main camera and show me throwing the box away. Hold on, I gotta rewind it to the good part. Yeah, this is what editing sounds like. Alright, so I'm at a good point now. What I do here is I split the clips. So what I have to do is I select a video and then I hit the scissors right there and I split it, right? So that one is split. Then I click on the next video and I split that. And then I click on the next video and I split that, right? And then the last video, which is the one on the right side, I split that. So what you want to do is I wait until I throw it away. Then now I have to click the layers and delete them, right? So you can show the main clip of me throwing stuff away. So you use the scissors menu to cut that. And we were doing split by playhead to split the clips. This one is trim to left of playhead. So everything, you see the playhead is that red thing, right? As you can see there. I click on the video, I hit the scissors and I do trim to left of playhead. It's gonna clip everything before that red line right there, right? I'm gonna do the same thing for the other ones. So I go to the scissors, trim to left of playhead. Go to the scissors, trim to left of playhead again for that. Now you're gonna have that effect. Threw it away, videos come in again. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now I'm going to just kind of skim through this. I don't think I made any mistakes in this video that I want to edit or anything. I usually don't in unboxings. I don't edit it that much. So what I like to do though is I like to use the statistics or the specs rather for the knife, because I don't know anything since I'm a knife moron. So let's do that. Let's keep going right now. Let's see where I'm at. I think I take the knife out right here and I don't know what it is. Yep, that's when I was asking people to get Stasa on the podcast, but I think we already got him on. So I actually don't know what knife that is. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look up what it is and I'm gonna add the specs to it. I believe it's called the Kiri. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to exit out of this app and I'm gonna open Chrome. Let me just make sure this is still recording right now. Okay. It is being recorded. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go to, I just Google usually Civivi Kiri. And then I just check, I don't know, Blade HQ is as good a place as any. I usually just copy stuff here. I hit specifications and I'm gonna get the specs that I like here. So I just copy that. And I look at the price too. So it's $39.95. So I'll usually round it up to 40. And then I go back to this. And now, here's a new thing you guys are gonna learn. Here is how I add text, okay? And this is probably where we're gonna leave off in the editing because this is kind of like long already. So you're gonna hit layer, and you guys know what layers are, right? It's not the main clip, it's the ones below it. So it's not this, but it's either this or this. Those are layers. I'm gonna add a new layer now. So I hit layer, I put in text, and I just put my finger on there and paste whatever I copied from Blade HQ. So I'm gonna take out a bunch of things here that I don't want, so I just delete it. You know, just delete all of them. I'm gonna leave the designer because that's why I actually wanted to check this knife out. Take out the model number, and that's the brand Civivi. So I usually like to cut all this and put it at the very top. The fixed blade, Kydex sheath. Now I can't fit all this because it's not gonna look that good. So what I'll do is I'll delete most of it except like the weight. I keep the blade length. I'm probably gonna keep the sheath part this time. I won't put the color. So the handle material is stainless steel. I don't do the thickness. I don't do the width. I don't do any of that stuff. So I'm gonna just delete all that. Yeah, I don't do any of this. I usually do blade length, I do handle material, I do weight, I do price, and that's about it. So I'm just gonna delete everything until I get to that point. Blade material 9CR 15 MOV. There you go. Get rid of the blade thickness because I don't talk about that usually. Blade length is right there. And now I'm gonna paste the other stuff that I cut out from the bottom. So now I've got brand, Civivi, model, Curie EDC. I got the designer there, and I'm gonna put the retail as 40 bucks. All right, so now I'm at this point and I've got like this text here. I like to put this to the side. Now, but that's not the text that I use. You guys are probably like, why does the text look like that? So when you want to change the text, you go to, you highlight your text sort of layer, and then you hit the A. You see the two A's there? That's going to change the type of font that it is. I've downloaded a bunch of fonts from Kinemaster. I like to use a font from the display group, and it's the Bangers regular font. That's what I like to use. As you can see, it looks much better. It's, you know, sort of more my style or whatever, but it's not finished. You can hardly read it. Why is that? Now, this is what I was trying to explain to JT in the podcast. When you have text and it looks all faded out like that, scroll all the way to the bottom of those menus and you will see outline. You click that. Look how much better it looks already. Then you're going to click shadow and enable that. You're not going to change anything else. You just can enable it. Look how much clearer that looks. Then you're going to go to glow. I like putting this also, and I change the color by clicking on the yellow to black. And then now I have the font that you guys see most of the time. But you guys are probably like, oh, but it comes in like all cool like usually in your videos. Yeah, remember that in animation thing I told you guys about? You're gonna go to in animation and hit converge. So it's kind of like gonna merge in like that. And I like to hit out animation and use diverge to make it go away. But then what about the sounds, right? You know, there's no sound here. There's no sound there at all. I already have audio that I've gotten from epidemicsound.com, and I use the same one for all my text. I go to audio here. I'm not selected on any clips or anything. I just have the playhead where I want it, which is the beginning of the text, right? I'm gonna hit audio, and then I have a bunch of audio files here. I use a file called data text type. It's that one. And what I like to do is, while I'm in this menu, I put the exiting sound already in place, right? I'll sort of like time it later. So when I play it, see, it comes in all cool like that, but it's too loud. So I'm going to select that audio clip. I'm going to click the speaker. I do auto volume because what that does is kind of like makes it fit much better with the other sounds you have going on, but you still have to adjust the volume. That is not a cop out to like just press that and you don't have to adjust the audio. I know that this audio is best used around anywhere from 15 to 20, so I usually leave it around that range. And as you can see now, look at that. I've got that there. And then what I like to do is I like to sort of move my thumbs until the text is disappearing, which is right there. And then I will, oh, it's perfect actually. The audio is right there. So as you can see, let's play it right now. There you go. And that's it, man. You got to just change the volume of it, which I told you it's going to be between 15 and 20. So now you have that clip right there. There you go. So that's it, man. You just need to do that. And I basically just skim through the rest of this And that's how I'll finish this. I mean, I'm almost done right now. I'm at 6 minutes and there's only 4 minutes left, but I think I'm gonna leave the tutorial at that point because it'll be too long to explain the other stuff, and you know, it's just more of the same thing basically. You guys got the basics down. Let me know in the comments if you like this. We can sort of refine this format together. I just wanted to try it because a lot of people were wondering how I did this stuff. It's very easy once you keep doing it. I've been doing this on this app for 3 years straight, almost every single day. So I kind of just know where things are. DM me on Instagram, email me everydaycitycarry@gmail.com. Instagram is @everydaycitycarry. You can TikTok me at everydaycitycarry, tweet me at edccarry, and yo, we can have a conversation. You can let me know what you would like to figure out in this app. I've been using it for a while, and I just wanted to show you. I'm going to sort of turn off this right now, which is going to turn the screen recorder off. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCC saying peace. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.